Welcome to 108 Gate. I hope you are well. This is a general reading for now, for when you've come to this reading. So here we go. We have the Hound and Pair, Loyalty. I'm going to get another one just to further clarify that. But there definitely is this energy coming in of seeing through things and seeing who actually is loyal and who is not. Seeing where, if you step back to see who steps forward, that's an interesting point of measuring who genuinely, sincerely actually is there. Now, this isn't as simple and easy as like, as I'm saying it, because there are intricacies here which are going to need your discernment. They're going to need you to be really, really perceptive of the truth of things. For example, you could have someone who appears to be there constantly with this, that and the other, and it's like, well, are they actually there for you with something that's useful to you, with something that's actually for your benefit, or is it just somebody who's keeping you on tap, keeping you in the loop for their own long-term benefit? I hope I'm making sense. Let's just go a bit further into this energy, because I know we've had this come up before. The wolf and rose hip, guardianship. So there's definitely energy of divine protection around this. There's definitely an energy of feeling as though you're, like I said, now your discernment is really going to have to come in. So the guardianship is not coming in as a 3D experience. It's not coming in as a 3D energy. It's definitely coming in as a higher self, as a higher perspective, as a divine kind of intervention on some levels. It's that guardianship is actually sending chills through me right now in a good way of when we are doubting if we're safe, if we're doubting our decisions or choices, it's being available and receptive to that higher guidance, that higher perspective that allows you to say your truth. It allows you to feel your truth. It allows you to see the truth in only the way that divine truth is. So when we've been conditioned to kind of believe that it's okay to do this, but it's not okay to do that, where are those judgments coming from? Where are those values coming from? Where are those impacting things that we're doing, impacting things that we're choosing? Very strong energy of some kind of delusion going on. It could be that in the past we were deluded about something, but it's being hoodwinked. Wow, that's a lot to come out of that. But yeah, I have the mouse and the buttercup, innocence. Right, I'm going to put that there because this is where the hoodwinked energy is coming in. You perceive something as something that it's not because you've been told it's not. So an example that's coming in there is somebody, it's like, have you done this? We definitely have hit this energy before. Have you done this? No, I didn't. And you believe it. Your innocence or someone else's innocence, because it may be some other thing that you have done and you've misled someone. I don't know why this is coming in. There's a lot of those flippy floppy energies again, topsy-turvy energies again. Are you actually coming in as innocent, or are you presenting yourself as innocent? Figure that out first. Then you can figure out where the loyalty has been coming and where the loyalty has not been coming. And then the guardianship. Trusting in that guardianship is protecting you. Trusting in that guardianship is stronger than you think. So you've got the otter and the cattail peace. Bringing in this peace, bringing in this awareness. The peace is coming from the awareness of what's not true and what is true. The peace is coming in from actually settling our mind to understand the truth of certain things. Because as we doubt ourselves, as we doubt situations, we doubt people, we doubt this, we doubt that, we're at this kind of like a fluctuating resonance, like a dissonance. It's not able to settle. It's not able to be in one spot or another for something positive to occur. You go in between yes or no, this or that. Yes, love or hate. It's kind of like fluctuating between two extremes. So it needs to be settled. It needs to be identified. The truth needs to be identified for you to be able to, with confidence, choose a perspective, choose a decision, choose a ideal, choose your values, choose what's important to you. There's a lot of energy here. I have said it before, we're coming up to configuration that's quite intense. We're in April. There are April readings up. You might want to check those out if you haven't. And I would suggest you look at your whole chart, because this is definitely one of those months that like so much is just rattling off that you can utilise. So guardianship, peace. So where you haven't been able to access guardianship from divine because you've been looking to this guardianship from somebody or something, you've put this is just as a general reading, put parents as point of guardianship, or it could be an aunt who was point of guardianship, or it was someone else in a different kind of that elevated perspective as a point of guardianship. That's not necessarily where you should have been seeking the guardianship. Yes, they may have been legally obligated to provide certain things or legally obligated to raise you to a certain point, but now is an opportunity to look beyond that. This is where masses and masses of forgiveness is available to come in, because you're not only seeing that the guardian who you perceived as your guardian is forgivable. They may have their own issues and this and that and the other that bring them to a certain point. And I've said this before, I know I've said it before, and I'm sure you've, well, I'm not sure, but it's possible that you've had these things before, but we've looked at someone and we really genuinely, sincerely in our heart want to forgive them. We want to let go of this thing. We want to just like be like, you know what, I forgive you, I'm done with it. And I've said this to you many times before, for those who've been with me on my channel before for a while. There's a level of forgiveness that you need to do that deep work that can't just be forgiven just by saying it. You have to reach that certain cognitive awareness. You have to reach that certain emotional intelligence, kind of maturity of like, right, this is the awareness, this is the emotional capacity that I'm at now, and I'm expanding that to be able to allow that forgiveness to flow through. Telling ourselves we're going to forgive, telling ourselves I forgive you, but holding resentment, holding that animosity, holding that anger is not going to cut it. It's just not going to let the forgiveness flow through. Definitely, if something's resonating here, I would say watch this reading again, because it's so complicated and it's so deep and dense that there may be certain points that come out different times of watching it. So the Fool here is kind of being blindfolded, not seeing that peace is available, but that means you have to see that the guardianship isn't where you thought it was. It's actually look up from a higher perspective. Look at where it's actually coming from. This is where your innocence is tapping into this energy. Your innocence is subconsciously aware of this higher guidance, this higher support, actually protecting you. That's where the loyalty lies. Where have you been loyal? Have you been loyal to a false guardian, or a guardian who hasn't actually had your best interest at heart? They may have been a bit selfish, not intentionally even. It could be just that certain things played out in a certain way, and they just weren't able to see or perceive how to put you as a higher priority, because they didn't know they had to. They didn't know that you needed them to have you as a higher priority. They just thought, I'm doing what I'm doing and that should be good enough, or not even that thought. So if you look at how much cognitive awareness you have of certain things, your subconsciousness, your super consciousness, being aware of these different things, doesn't mean others are. It doesn't mean that others have to be. So it's taking that away, taking the impetus, taking away the assumption that just because you're aware that others have to be aware. You can't expect that of others. Bringing it back, bringing the power back to yourself, going up to a higher realm, going up to a higher perspective, going up to a higher energy source and higher dimension, a higher multiverse space, that you can actually have perspective of like where the true guardianship is. not to get woo-woo or anything like that, really don't like that word, but it's kind of, those of you who do believe in it, I don't know why it's coming in, so I'm saying it anyway. Those of you who do believe in it, if you have your guardian angels, if you have your protective energies and sources and forces, if you believe in your intuition and instinct, your spidey sense, or whatever you want to call it, your sixth sense, if you believe in that kind of coming in, protecting you, coming in and making sure that, hang on a second, something's off here, or hang on a second, this is something I need to value and cherish and protect here. So trusting more so in that, because it is there for a reason. So the Fool here needs some support. Let's get some support for the Fool. Queen of Wands, excellente. So love her vibe, love her energy, because she comes in with a very, very strong divine, okay, we want to move that over, guardianship, there you go. So it kept moving. So the Fool needs peace. The Fool needs to understand it's safe to move into certain spaces, but it's not always safe, because it's been misreading where the guardianship actually is, misguided by who actually to be loyal to. So the Queen of Wands is coming in with some very, very proactive experiences, proactive intentions, proactive steps forward that you can make and take, or were going to happen to you in your life. It's just going with the flow and really, really being receptive to what's happening here. What am I needing to understand about this situation? What am I needing to be moved by? How am I being moved, and how do I move forward from this? How do I ensure I'm moving in the correct direction for me? Being really loving, kind, compassionate, gentle. So taking those steps to do things in a way which really, really align with your heart space, your intuition, your instinct, which is in a you can feel that it's in a positive space. You can feel that it's in a self-nurturing, self-protective space. It's not allowing certain external energies to come in and just disrupt everything you've worked on. In the past, it may have been easy for someone to come in and kind of shake you off your branch kind of thing, but this time you're holding onto your branch, and not only are you holding onto your branch, if necessary, you will kick someone off your branch. You will kick someone off your perch, or whatever it is. Like, I'm just seeing someone in their branch and someone trying to shake them off the tree, shake them off their branches. Like, you'll throw acorns or you'll throw conkers at them to get them to move away. You're not going to just give up everything you've worked for, everything you're working on like that anymore. If you have in the past, it's going to come up as, how did that happen? And then even if you're just allowing it to flow through, this is where the forgiveness is going to come in, because of the conscious awareness of it, because of that higher elevated perspective of it. This may mean that you're coming in with people that are helping you. It could be that you're conversing with a set of people who understand, because they've been on the same kind of journey. They understand because their goals, their willingness, their passion for certain things is aligned with you. So these could be new people coming in, or it could be that you're reconnecting with certain people that you thought you weren't aligned with before because you were distracted, and now you're seeing, actually, I can realign with certain people that weren't there before in the capacity that I needed them, because now I see what they were talking about, now I see what they were doing. Or it is that you're being more confident in the way you're operating, so people are coming to you and people are seeing that you're more approachable in certain ways. You're more approachable on a realistic and more genuine, sincere level. So it's going to be attracting different people, different kind of conversations, different kind of interactions. It's going to be more level-headed. I don't know what if that means. There we go. So we've got the Ace of Wands, moving forward in the correct direction that we need to, moving forward in the directions that are meant for us. I was going to say destined for us, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that word right now. But things that are meant to be coming in are, you're shoving things out to make room for the good. So if you got that as an example, I'm just seeing like a sofa with holes in it, or it's not the most comfortable, but you kind of just found your spot in it and you decided, like, right, I'll just deal with it and I'll do with it for as long as I can. And now you're just looking at the same sofa and thinking, why am I just doing with this? Why am I just dealing with it? Why am I suffering? when I've got more than enough of the resources to get a new sofa, or why don't I just get the resources to get a new sofa so I can live in a bit more comfort? The otter and the cattail, bringing in some more peace, bringing in comfort, bringing in ease, bringing in that grace and humility to make sure you're amplifying all that benefit from the good work you're doing for yourself. You're benefiting as well as others now seeing, and you can see where others can benefit from you actually stepping up to. So it's that anywhere that you felt like you were being selfish, anywhere you felt like you were being self kind of absorbed, that's going to start just falling away. You're going to have more trust in yourself coming in, as long as you allow it to. You're going to have more energy towards where am I going next, motivation, and amplified kind of natural euphoria because of understanding and seeing the liberation that's occurring as you're going in the correct direction. Absolutely loving this. Look at that Chariot, going in the correct direction. You can see who to be loyal to. All those people you were loyal to who were not loyal to you, you can literally let yourself release and let go of those people. The loyalty was possibly one way, and you're going to see that even, you know, it's not even like waiting for an explanation. You're not even waiting for a reason. You're not even waiting for a why did you do that, an answer. You're done with all that. So those of you who've actually done your work and you're looking for the next step, you can't, it's like, I'm not waiting for I don't even need an answer. I've got to that point of contentment in myself. I've got to that point of being motivated and elevated within myself. I don't need an answer. I don't need to wait for someone's answer. I don't need to answer to anyone necessarily, because you're going to see where your loyalty is. You're going to have your loyalty reframe and reclaim back to yourself first. Your loyalty first lies to yourself. Your loyalty is to your higher self first. From there is a lot of recalibrating. There's a lot going on here, but it's all great stuff. And it's all great stuff. Page of Wands. How many wands we got? We got Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, Chariot, Thoughts. We literally got all of this momentum, just being proactive and supporting yourself, which is fantastic because we are in Aries energy. And like on the 20th, we do have Jupiter and Uranus coming together, conjunction together, and literally obliterating some of those unwanted things so we can amplify the better things. We want to be focused on all the good stuff. We want to be focused on stuff that's coming in that is for our higher good. And as I'm saying that, I did wonder if I was going to do an additional post just to say, really take care of yourself, really be aware that some weird stuff can go on, because I have had an experience on Friday that was a bit wobbly, shall we say, and it's all about perspective. Like, do what you need to do to make sure you're safe, do what you need to do to make sure you're protected, do what you need to do to make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're healing where you need to heal, you are expanding and enjoying what you need to enjoy. You're literally in tune with yourself to the level of dodging stuff we don't need to be in the way of. And yeah, it's a bit of a head doer, but it's all right. It's all working out. Justice coming in as we just kind of pull ourselves out of those situations, alleviate ourselves from those situations which are not for our higher good, and seeing where we can be. So again, this is feeling linked to that loyalty and moving in the correct direction. So the Page of Wands coming in feels linked to that now. I mean, it felt a bit isolated earlier. Page of Wands may have felt isolated, or you may not have done certain things because you were scared of being isolated, scared of being shut out, scared of being ostracized. This energy right now is saying you don't need to be worrying about things like that. You don't need to be concerned about things like that, because all of those fears, all of those exasperated emotions of like, what if, you don't need to worry about it. Let it go. Feel in, what do I want? What do I need? How do I need to proceed from this moment forward? And it's not about how, as in like the practical thing. We've talked about this in the few readings before this one. It's about how, and then opening your mind and heart to the answers coming to you with curiosity Not answers coming from people, but it's answers coming to you, directly to your heart, directly to your solar plexus, directly to your sacral chakra, directly to your throat, directly to your third eye, directly to your crown. And I could have said all chakras, but I really do want to highlight that each of the chakras need a certain recalibration. There is a playlist in the box below for tuning forks, 1 minute and 2 minute tuning forks. Or if you just go to the playlist and press play all, it will take you through all of them. It is raw and rustic for a reason. It is raw and rustic, so there will be more added to that soon in good time. So you can take good use of that. It's a free resource, so utilise that. So we're going to get one more card down here and then wrap it up. So the Mouse and Buttercup, Innocence. I'm going to say some people may have felt like they've been taken around a roundabout too many times. Literally been going round in circles and been dragged here, dragged there too many times because of their innocence, because of wanting to think of the best of people. This is about now seeing there is good in people, there is also not good in people. It's not for us to judge, it's simply to just like say, is this aligning with my perspective of good? Is this aligning with my perspective of not being so good? And where do I feel that I can be involved in this or not involved with this? Extract yourself as soon as you can from something that's not feeling correct. If it is correct for you, you will be able to realign with it. If it's not correct for you, it's going to get more and more difficult to extract yourself from it the more you allow yourself to be pulled in. And the reason I'm saying that is Jupiter, like literally going towards Uranus, and they're going to be conjuncting now. While it's in, like, while we're still in Aries, the sun's still in Aries, we've got a lot of expansion of what are we accumulating, expansion of the self. Where is the self? How is the self? In what context are we relating to ourselves? And then that is going to be kind of amplified from the Taurus space of where Jupiter is conjuncting with Uranus. So we need to really, really go to there, where is the Queen of Cups energy, of like bringing that compassion, bringing that, bringing some solitude. I don't know what that means to you, each of you, but it's bringing in some kind of solitude of love, a solitude of compassion, solitude of nurturing yourself in a way that you may not have done to this level before, because you weren't aware of how to do it to this level before. So it really is asking for next level self-care, next level self-love, next level of self-respect, next level of self-preservation, deeper connection with your higher self. And as I'm looking at all these cards, I just feel like they're radiating right now. So I can feel very strongly that this is conclusion of this reading. I hope you got something from this. Please do listen to it again if you feel like something resonated, because there's just so much packed in this reading that yeah, I hope it can benefit you in ways beyond I'm aware of. I'm just doing the reading. I'm just transmitting the message. Yeah. So with that, check out the links below to see if there's anything there for you. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell. Much appreciated. That supports the channel, which will help me take it in directions that I'd like to take it. Yeah. So for now, appreciate you so much, more than you can imagine. Peace and love.